Have you recently had a close encounter? Close encounter with something very unusual.
Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome to another episode of Take Zero, where we dissect movies that were never made. I'm your host, Amy Cassandra Martinez, and today we're going to be talking about the lost Spielberg horror film From Another Planet. Yes, I'm talking about the film Night Skies. Steven Spielberg came up with the idea for Night Skies in the late 1970s, when Columbia Pictures wanted a sequel to Close Encounters of the Third Kind. He had no real interest in a sequel because, come on, if there has ever been a perfect film, that's it. Duh. But he also did not want Columbia to make a sequel without him, as Universal Pictures had done with Jaws. Instead, he came up with a horror film treatment for Close Encounters follow-up, initially titled Watch the Skies. Spielberg based the story on the Kelly Hopkinsville encounter, where a Kentucky family claimed that they had been terrorized by gremlin-like aliens. In Spielberg's original treatment for Watch the Skies, 11 malicious extraterrestrial scientists try to communicate with chickens, cows, and other livestock in an attempt to discover which of the Earth's animal species are sentient, before turning their unwelcome attentions on the human family and dissecting their farm animals. Fueling Hollywood rumors about the film, NASA announced that Spielberg paid to reserve cargo space for the 1980 inaugural Space Shuttle flight in order to film the Earth and its moon from orbit for the film's opening sequence. What? That sounds amazing! Well, Spielberg stated that he would produce Watch the Skies, but not direct it, as he was under contract to direct his next film for Universal. Originally, Spielberg wanted Lawrence Kasdan to flesh out his Watch the Skies treatment into a fully fledged script, but Kasdan was too busy writing The Empire Strikes Back, so Spielberg turned to John Sayles, who had written Joe Dante's Jaws spoof Piranha, which Spielberg had loved. Watch the Skies was renamed Night Skies because someone owned the rights to the words Watch the Skies, which was the last line in The Thing from Another World. Spielberg suggested that Tobe Hooper, best known for directing and co-writing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, direct the film. The film was scheduled to begin shooting after Spielberg returned from filming Raiders of the Lost Ark. Spielberg chose makeup and special effects master Rick Baker, who at the time was also working on John Landis's An American Werewolf in London, to design and create the alien creatures. Rick Baker built a working prototype of the lead alien that cost $70,000. It thrilled Spielberg and Kathleen Kennedy when they saw a videotape of it while filming Raiders in London. In mid-1980, Sayles delivered his first, and in the end only, draft of the screenplay, which featured 5 aliens, cut down from the original 11, including Scar, Squirt, and Buddy, who was kind and befriended the human family's autistic son. Sayles' script opened with Scar, who was described in the script as having a beak-like mouth and eyes like a grasshopper's, killing farm animals by touching them with a long, bony finger, which gave off an eerie light, and ended with Buddy, marooned on Earth by his mean-spirited peers, cowering under the shadow of an approaching hawk. While Baker worked on the aliens, Spielberg was having second thoughts about Night Skies. He is quoted as saying, "I might have taken leave of my senses. Throughout the production of Raiders, I was in between killing Nazis and blowing up flying wings and having Harrison Ford in all this high serialized adventure. I was sitting there in the middle of Tunisia, scratching my head and saying, I've got to get back to the tranquility, or at least the spirituality of Close Encounters." While on the set of Raiders, Spielberg read the Night Sky script to Melissa Matheson, who was there to see her then boyfriend and future husband Harrison Ford, and she cried after hearing it because the idea of an alien creature who was benevolent, tender, emotional, and sweet, and The idea of the creature striking up a relationship with a child who came from a broken home was very affecting. However, she did not care for the rest of the horror aspects. When Spielberg came back from filming Raiders, he eagerly closed the door on Night Skies and began planning the film Matheson had dubbed E.T. and Me, but would in only a year and a half be known to the audiences all over the world as E.T., the extraterrestrial. Sid Sheinberg bought the rights to Night Skies and the E.T. project from Columbia, repaying them the $1 million that had been used thus far to develop the project and making a deal in which Columbia would retain 5% of the film's net profits. Although Night Skies as a film would never reach production status, it helped inspire not only E.T., but also Poltergeist, which had a family terrorized by paranormal forces, and Spielberg hired Tobe Hooper to direct. Spielberg and Matheson's proposed E.T. 2, Nocturnal Fears, which had malicious animal mutilating cousins of E.T., kind of turned into Gremlins, which had one innocent and kind member of a species of otherwise mean-spirited creatures. Oh, and Critters, which had a farm family terrorized by cattle-mutilating aliens. So I guess we could thank Night Skies for bringing us entertainment after all. Thanks for watching episode 6 of Take 0. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and let us know in the comments down below what movie you would like for us to talk about next. I'm Amy and I'll see you guys next time.